refinance has some very strict requirements that all have to be met, or it's not a refinance. And you'll see there in letter C, it says you have an application for a dwelling secured loan, right? We have to have that in all these, but it's going to replace, satisfy, extinguish. I'm going to grab a notepad here. Replace, satisfy, extinguish another dwelling secured loan. So there's two things that happen right there. One is we have a loan A that is wiped out. Oh, how about that? It even says stay on the back. It's wiped out by, and this doesn't say B, but letter B. And so loan B takes out A. I think I just did some training the other day on this. Nope, I don't have that. So A is gone, B replaces it. That is contractually refinancing. It also says that both the old and the new had to be dwelling secured. So this was secured by dwelling, this is secured by dwelling. So we met two of the two tests. The third one is that there has to be a same borrower in common on both the old and the new. And what I mean by that is drop down to number 4, you'll see where we have cases where, like, let's say it's a divorce. I own 100% of the house. My wife owns 100% of the house. We're splitting up. I'm buying out her, she's buying out me, those types of things. We come to you to get a loan to make that happen. We have a dwelling secured loan, replacing a dwelling secured loan, and I'm going to be on the old and the new loan, then you have a refinance. If there's a title transfer in the sense that nobody from the old to the new, then that's a purchase. But you can't say, well, they've already, owns and he's buying out her half, so that's a purchase. No, it's a refinance because I already own 100% of it. She owns 100% of it. That's how I want you to think about it. The other one you'll see with same borrower sometimes is like a home is left to siblings. The parents die and they leave their kids and they have this and they're getting a loan and they're wanting to buy each other out. Or maybe 2 or 3 of them had the house and now they want to go to just one of them. Let me go back up to the top though and contrast. I mentioned loan A being replaced by loan B. What if we have a situation like this? We have loan A and we attach something to it. A still exists and I modify it, I extend it, I renew it, I do something that attaches to loan A, but A still stands. And it probably says something like loan A, reference the old loan, is hereby changed as follows. And I say what's being modified, extended, whatever. And then this key wording, all other terms and conditions remain the same. So in other words, this doesn't exist by itself. This can't stand on its own. Together, that's not a refinance. We're going to come to that in a little bit, but that's the difference between a refinance and these other things, renewals, modifications, extensions, whatever you want to call them. Those are not refinancings. It's based on contract law, as C1 says. Did this new thing satisfy, replace, extinguish the old thing based on contract law? That's really what matters. Number 2, you can have one loan or line that completely wipes out 2 or more. So let's just say we have a $60,000 and a $40,000 loan, and I come to you and I'm struggling with payments, and you say, hey, what, Dave, we're going to put these together, and we're going to give you a $100,000 loan, and here's the payments on $100,000 versus your 2 payments. That one loan replaced 2 loans. It's a refinance. Again, assuming that other borrowers on the same and they're both dwelling secured. Number 2B, we could take a $100,000 loan and break it up into 2 or 3. So now we're going to do a $60,000 and a $40,000. Together, those 2 refinance the $100,000 loan. So it could go either way on this, and it doesn't matter. Both of those are refinancing, assuming that the other criteria that you see on your screen is met. Okay. All right, we got to make sure. Old replacing new, dwelling secured, common borrower. That's our 3 criteria. And then we're reminded on page 15 that it doesn't matter if it's consumer, commercial, like Reg Z does. HMDA doesn't care. And that short term is not temporary. Short term is reported. Temporary is not.